Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women's who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He's a sight for sore arseholes. It's Barney!
Because bumholes are the window to the guts? I don't know. Oh, call her the guillotine, the way she never turns down a good bit of head.
Ooh!
Were they two different applause? Texturally, that's very interesting.
I did a natural one first because I was waiting for you
okay.
to say my name to do the crowd, but then you never actually said my name.
Luke, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If the bitter nips of winter froze your flapping gums shut, rendering the UK's premier Pamela Anderson twin and beloved renowned cum guzzler, Lucrezia Gorgiana, silent. What song would you choose to lip sync to let the divas know how your week's been?
Well, let me tell you, this week commencing November the 11th, 2024, it would have to be APT by Bruno Mars and Rosie Rose of Blackpink fame because
You love it.
I can't get enough of it. And it's more on
Tell us what APT stands for.
well, it's like apartment. I know, you know it. But basically it's like a drinking game. But Rosie explains it. But more, I'm really going through a pop renaissance at the moment.
She's pop girly.
I've always been a pop girly through and through, but since Angel of My Dreams has come out, it just feels like every 2 weeks to a month there's this new like pop banger that I'm absolutely obsessed with.
It's been Jade, Angel of Your Dreams. It's been Sabrina Carpenter.
Bedcam. It's been Cat's Eye. Touch. It's been Le Seraphim, Crazy, and it's now Putter with my honeys.
And those more astute listeners will learn Muki
Boggy.
Lukey's music taste is so global. It's so international.
It's international, but it also ranges from your Cold Chambers to your Rabbers to your Le Seraphims to...
She's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm every genre.
She's so Julia. Do you want to know what my song was?
Tell me.
It's I Got a Hangover.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Why?
Because I went out drinking on Saturday. And
I thought this was a shameless plug for
It's going to be. It is. I went out drinking on Saturday and I woke up on Sunday with a hangover and I realised I haven't had a hangover in so long and I haven't really been out because I moved house. Oh, you all know. But I haven't really been out and I went dancing. And I felt so hungover on Sunday and I was like, fuck, this is actually quite terrible.
I got away with it. I left early, but the night before,
you double David.
The last 3 times I've gone out, I feel like my age is really hitting me. Like I've been hanging, at least temporarily, quite a lot. And but that's not me.
I'm sure I told the dolls. That's normally because you're sick before you get home.
Yeah. I haven't even been sick for a while, touch wood.
I'm sure I've told the dolls and divas before, but when we went on me and Luke went on a very long road trip across America.
Don't know where we'd go with that then. Sound bath in the woods.
Yeah. And when I was like, look, we're going to be drinking every day and I need to be able to be okay because I used to get quite bad hangovers. And so then I did some deep divings and found out about what supplements to take when you drink and before in the morning and stuff. And I basically since then have never really experienced hangovers because I always do this before I go out and then when I get in.
What's the recipe? And don't be a gatekeeper.
My recipe is vitamin B2 complex for tiredness and fatigue, which helps the fact that you've had dog shit sleep. Milk thistle, which is for your stomach and gut, which is one of the most important ones. It stops you from feeling sick in the morning. And then before I go out, I do a glass on the side and I put an effervescent tablet in it. So I put
Barocca, if you will.
A Barocca. And then I also put a Diarrhelite, which is like a rehydration sachet, which is what they give you. When
you double down on that.
Yeah. And I put that all there with a jug of water next to it so that I can go in, pour the water, drink it before I go to bed, and then drink another big glass of water before I go to bed. And that's pretty much... Oh, and I also take a fibre just to bind me poos, just in case I'm feeling a bit squitty the next day.
That's really a full kit you got working.
And it really
there.
has stopped me from having hangovers ever. But because I've moved, I don't really know where all my shit is still. And had to suffer the consequences of quite a terrible, disgusting hangover where I basically could do nothing all day.
Have we told them about how you nearly choked to death on a Barocca?
Oh my fucking God.
Let's save that, because one of our Sweet Angel Hangover subscribers, Stephanie. Steph.
Yeah.
Asked us to talk about friendship, so I think we should talk about that. When we're talking about friendship,
Yeah.
how I saved
oh my God, we got
your
the
life.
loveliest
almost.
message. First of all, sorry to point out, Stephanie, we love all your messages, but Stephanie's was just particularly sweet and gorgeous. And she wants us to talk on The Hangover about queer friendships and about the enduring unbearingness of when straight and queer people meet. Yeah, so let's talk about that in The Hangover, which is a nice plug from I've Got a Hangover. Whoa. Okay, go fuck yourself. We now have a subscribing option. If you've been a long-time fan of the pod and a lover of the podcast, then you can head over into the episode notes underneath this, and it will say, why don't you support the Dolls and Divas? Why don't you do that? And for less than the price of a coffee, that's what we have to say.
You need to keep coming up with different things. It's the price of, please.
Yeah, less than the price, half the price of a £10 note.
Fine.
Because we don't really know what it is. I believe it's $4, but I don't know what the current range, the whatever it is, currency. What's it called? Currency
conversion.
Thank you. Sorry, we've had a little doobie, and I'm feeling a tiny little bit slower than normal. Imagine we listen to this back and it's just like, wah, wah. So please hang over because we do like an extra sort of half an hour. We had to stop ourselves this week, didn't we? It's actually getting maybe talking about too much shit.
But yeah, we'll be talking friendships. I want to talk about breaking the law.
I want to talk about bumhole surgery.
Exactly.
Yeah. We just talk about a whole range of queer issues. And that's our little thank you to the people that have subscribed, and thank you to the gorgeous, gorgeous many who have subscribed. And that's our little thank you back to them. And you can message us at any point and ask for specific topics, or, as people have done, specific gossip, because you know the girls love to gossip.
So, moving swiftly on.
Let's talk about some drags.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
The snatches were out in full force. We had classic legends Elvis and Shirley Bassey showing how it's done with a double win for Karen and Lavoie.
Yeah.
Whilst Coco Peru and Rihanna made us just want it to be over. Relisa and Chanel jumped on their tutus to Girls Aloud for Us, but devastatingly, Miss Chanel O'Connor should have known where the man was at and should have known he was trying to make her leave.
Oh, I'm so sad to see Chanel go.
Yeah.
So sad. But I think as a steadfast rule moving forward, we need to state you cannot disrespect a leaving message. When they started reading her mirror message, they gave like a shady and like Kyran obviously was just like sort of like cut in her eyes, and then people like looking around. That's her final. It's the final time she's going to get up on her soapbox and rant.
Why did she mention Austria in the message?
I literally couldn't tell you. I was thinking, this is.
Is it like a Sound of Music?
Crazy message. I mean, it's Salzburg. Yeah, that's where it was filmed and set.
I love it when people really act like they sent someone home. Like, I didn't mean. I'm so sorry. I came and ruined your dream. I sent you home.
I'm ready to take responsibility and full culpability of this behaviour.
Is that not necessarily in this case, but like you could have both been so shit and one just a tiny bit shitter, and RuPaul made the decision. It's not kind of like, wow, I really sent her home.
Yeah, really sent that bitch packing, and all it is because you were the one that didn't take their wig off. Like, okay, Carly.
It's nice to know though that even though Chanel has gone, her cuntiness is seeming to live through like a parasite through the other girls. It's all they crept into Lavoie, who could barely keep a straight face, trying to say she was a nice girl.
If I said to you, you only have to live with it for a month, but you can have a parasite in your body, and it will snatch you up fierce.
Obviously,
you would do it.
Yes.
You can.
How'd you get it out though?
They kill you.
Have you seen? Oh my god! Have you seen this man holding a cricket's bum over like a cup of water, and then
Cricket?
and then all these about. 2 inches or something, and then all these brown worms like float out of its arsehole, and they're like controlling it. So in most like every cricket, there's basically these like worm monsters.
Repulsive. I'm not the whole topic and world of parasites really is quite a terrifying, disgusting thing for me.
Speaking of repulsive, when they gave us
you
those,
gave me such direct eye contact when you're like, speaking of repulsive.
I mean, well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
The close-ups on Lil. We haven't seen like the full face close up in this fucking look. It was actually disgusting, like the skin texture, the hair, like there was a wart on the nose. Like,
and when she was doing that like creepy, gross impression, I was like, oh yeah, this is a fucking good one.
Well, that's that then, I guess.
Okay, so it's a brand new work in the week cream.
What was that?
It's just me drinking my tea.
Oh my god!
I was going to say, Kyran, quite unbearably cocky at this point, right? I love a cocky bitch. I love a cocky diva, but they're really not afraid to sort of twist the knife at any opportunity to remind them how well they're doing. Which, question, do you think this is a good tactic? Because I feel like it puts a giant target on your back, and like as you'll say with Aki T later, she's like, people want you to fail now because it's one thing doing really well, but it's another thing doing really well and being cocky.
Yeah, it's you have to kind of read the room a bit.
Yeah.
And put yourself in someone else's shoes that maybe isn't doing as well as they'd hoped. And like, but obviously like be a cunt, be arrogant, like be reading people about how good you're doing. But like,
it's so much cuntier to be like, so much cuntier to be doing really well, and then if people are coming for you, just be like, do you know what, babe, like, sure. That's cunty, because then you know that they're like, that fucks the power dynamic, because then they're like, oh, they're just being nice to me because they feel sorry for me, which is so much worse than just like fighting, because then it makes you look insecure to be like, oh, I'm doing really well. It's like, yeah, we know, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When they all came into the workroom initially, I am 99.9% sure they were singing Hey Kitty Girl, but the subtitles said they were going like, here we go, like as if they're football hooligans.
Absolutely terrible.
How hard is it to have a keen ear and a good bit of maybe speak and typing?
Right, you hate a lazy subtitle. Also, imagine sort of like Her Royal Highness Lil, like on the firm.
I can actually imagine her going, here we go,
like,
Del Boy.
in her full Kesha glam, but she's got like a flat cap on and a nice big leather jacket like she's selling tomatoes down the market. I'd like to see it.
I can already see it. Yeah. Maybe her and Pixie Polite can get a little street market going on.
Oh, yeah, I forgot she did Del Boy. She did quite well there.
Yeah, it's really good.
You know, they used to be down in the road that I lived in. I don't know why he had it, but one of the men at the very far end in his garden had a Trotters Independence Traders. Like
people
proper
have
yellow
them.
van.
Yeah, I've always
with like
used
the branding and everything on it.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't say I always saw them, but I remember seeing it maybe 5 to 10 times throughout my life in London and being like,
mad. I mean, they're sick though. Them little freewheelers, they're so grim.
Oh yeah, I was rather you than me.
Yeah.
So RuPaul comes in.
Can I just say, just before we go into RuPaul comes in,
sorry,
I really knew from this episode, from like the first 5 minutes, that Octavia was off, because a couple of times they like did her cut to her talking head, and it was like B roll. Like they just like cut to her and she'd be like, yeah, God, that's just so fun and funny, isn't it?
That's not saying anything interesting, like, but just trying to get her in as much as possible. Oh,
they're really trying to get her into this episode, aren't they? Because this is crazy. Like that was like not remotely interesting what she said at all. So I thought very early on, it's sayonara for old Aki T, isn't it?
Sayonara. Yeah. That's how we say actually in Tokyo.
Oh, okay. So RuPaul enters.
Yeah, she announces Pop of the Tops.
Yeah.
Is there anyone super obvious you think they left out? And how long do you think the franchise is going to continue snubbing Samantha Mumba?
So fucking rude, isn't it? Listen, Sammy, if you're listening to it, you don't need the support of Drag Race because we talk about you 3 to 4 times a day. First of all, why famous Antipodean Kylie is involved when they have left out so many...
Well, she is
stars.
She is one of our faves.
She is Australian.
Yeah, I know. And I was obviously going to write this down in capitals, like, but then they like immediately make a joke saying we know she's not Australian, but like.
But it's just so weird when you're like missing out like such like huge icons. Like you could have Amy. You could have fucking who was the other one that I thought of? Oh, Boy George. Like, you could have so many, like...
You can't have both Georges. Come on.
Yeah, you can. Fight to the death. There's, like, so many British icons that, like, have been left out. And Dame Shirley Bassey, Welsh. She's not British. Well, I mean, she's British.
Wow.
That's
What is
all the Irish in me coming out? Sink to Ireland. I feel like we were cheated not having Amy.
Did that one cut
I know they have
deep?
done it before. I know they have done it before in, what was that, Divas Live? Aja.
Yeah, I
She did
think
quite
so.
good. But yeah, it just seems like a big. Which one would have you liked out of the girls?
I would have liked Shirley, Scylla, or Kylie. I would have been happy with any of them.
I would have wanted George or Scylla. Bit of a cop out to do a male presenting person, but it would have made you stick out if you can do it well. Which one would you have number one not wanted?
Number one not wanted. Oh, Jerry. Oh, that choreo.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Also as well.
Also, why though? If they're selling her like Jerry would have done that 40%. Like, yeah, why don't you just? Why was it choreographed to be so?
Also,
hypes?
As we will get onto later, just like
your
fucking
mate,
terrible person to involve in it. Like, it's like
don't
absolutely no
get
sense.
me started on that wig.
Question.
Either.
When Marmalade was like, yeah, I have some musical theatre experience. Tell me on God's green earth what faggotini who slides themselves into a pair of size 11 pumps hasn't got musical theatre experience. It cracked me up so much. It's like you literally couldn't say something more obvious. Like, oh, like, I actually have a very close relationship with my mother. Yeah, of course you fucking do. It's like, oh, I know my way around an embroidery hoop. Yes, you are gay. Like, just like, I'm sorry, that holds no power here, Marmalade.
That has no power here, Mama.
Mama! That's what we should be calling that.
My mama.
Props to your mama. Yeah, that absolutely cracked me up. The most important thing that we need to pop out, Lil's impression of Scylla, as soon as she did it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. And I'd like to invite you to hear your impression of Scylla.
I literally wrote down later. I'd love to hear your... How you love this, me, Scylla Black?
Ta-da, Chuck! Hello, my name's... I don't even know what her voice sounds like. I just know she's got big teeth.
What's your name and where'd you come from?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But
What's your name and where'd you come from?
Here's our Graham with a quick recap.
Is she Welsh to you? I don't know.
Well, it's similar, isn't it?
Yeah. I put early on here, I'm getting the feeling that Relisa ain't a vocalist. Her just being sort of like, yeah, I sing in the shower. I like to, hold a note. It was like, ooh.
I have literally the exact opposite thoughts to you. I thought when she was like that, I sing in the shower, like that's the only time I sing. And then I was like, oh my God, she's a much better singer than I thought.
Oh, no. I thought she was good. But early on, I wrote, because this is before we've heard her sing. Early on, I was like, by the way she's talking, I don't think a singer is going to come out of her.
I couldn't be more meh at the runway if I tried. I feel like the Night of a Thousand J-Los would be better.
How are you in the runway?
Because RuPaul has told us what the runway category is.
Here's my thoughts. I think that it is completely boring to an audience and just like very actually unimaginative, very uncreative to do someone whose job doesn't require a level of theatricality that they're like, someone like Gaga, it's like, oh, stage costumes. They create theatre.
Yeah, she's like a royal. She's meant to be like being like sort of pared back.
She just wears the same dress in like six different patterns and 6 different colours. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so boring. It's like when they did, J-Lo. It's like, J-Lo is pedestrian. J-Lo doesn't even wear like exciting stage clothes. She'd wear like a baby fat puffer and some jeans. Do you know what I mean? On stage. Like, that's not, I don't want to have to see just like pedestrian clothing.
No.
And this exactly the same with Diana. And let me tell you, deeply team Diana on this podcast, always. And I actually love her.
No, not really. I'm not.
You're not. Okay.
Go on.
I, as a staunch anti-royalist, I obviously in hindsight love Princess Diana. And she did, like, as very sort of poorly articulated by Kyron. Yeah, she was like a great woman, like, with the AIDS. What? No, hold up. Obviously, yeah, she was like a huge figurehead for like the destigmatization of.
Well, yeah, she would like publicly like touch and hug and kiss people with AIDS.
She was like disobeyed from Is that a word? Disobeyed? Yep. She like, disobeyed from like having physical contact with them, and she like, took her gloves off and shook their hands and stuff, and was like treating them like humans, not. And that did like a huge thing for like someone so beloved in the public eye to be like, look, people with AIDS, like you can have physical contact, like don't listen to the fear mongering. Incredible. But she, like, aside from the revenge dress, which if I was doing the runway, I'd be like, don't go anywhere near. Surely that's the most famous, apart from the wedding dress, maybe. So then what do you do? Like, what, stick on a jumper and a pair of cycling shorts?
That actually would have been, that was my first thought, because at least, and then, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
My dad lives near Kensington Palace, and I remember when she died, like...
Humble brag.
I've got a picture of it. There was like so many rows of flowers. Like it was like, it felt like miles. It's literally insane. And there was just like people just like crying there. I was constantly.
in Disneyland. Well, I was on my way to Disneyland in France. We were on holiday and I dropped to my knees. I didn't know why.
Why? Why do you, as a young child, care that like a grown-up died?
I think I was about 7.
Was that really telling of my internal?
Yeah. Why would you care if anyone dies? Oh, I'd probably speak to someone about that. No, that was the sort of theatrics that I was known for.
Oh, you
in
were
the
pulling
areas.
a stunt.
Just like it was like a famous person, and everyone was really upset. And my mum was like told us, was like, or maybe it was my dad actually. I can't remember who, but was like.
Oh, I guess the man of the household had to sit down.
Yeah, it was such a serious declaration, and was like, just so you know, Princess Diana's died, and I just thought it was like really momentous. So I just dropped to my knees and cried.
And so, in a way, in your mind, there was like wind machine and maybe rain, and your shirt billowed open. No.
Oh, we can't. No, we can sing it. We would never play it. Although I don't mind making money off that rotted pedo corpse.
How are we not making money off of him?
Yeah, we are. We got subscribers, bitch.
Not because of Michael Jackson.
Well, you don't know how long I was going to sing the song for. I could have given you a full mega mix. I absolutely couldn't and wouldn't.
How does Relisa not know anyone but Adele? Has she not heard of the Spice Girls or Elton John or George Michael or Kylie? Like, what?
I mean, that's just not true, is it?
It's not true. Why are you lying?
It's just not true. What a strange thing to say.
Relier. That's what I'm going to call her.
It's a true travesty that Jerry's Tory links are really unavoidable to her life at this point, aren't they? Just like, she invented fascism. That was a Freudian slip. That's what came to your brain.
I think we should go on the Wikipedia page and put that on there immediately.
Yeah. Oh, I think that'd be nice. And who else? If she was I was going to say that. No, let's not say that. If she was the sort of brigadier general of fascism, who would be on her cabinet? Who would be left and right?
What's brigadier general? I don't know these terms.
I don't know. Well, I was going to say something like German related, and I was like, no, back off. If she was the head HBIC, then who would be on the cabinet? Definitely Jess Glynn to our left, 100%. They're bringing back fascism in a big way.
I mean, JK's got to be rolling around in there somewhere.
JK Rowlands. Oh, yeah. Fuck that evil bitch.
Nasty.
And then what we do is we get them all together, blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could say, hey, there's a mixed gender bathroom over there. Why don't you go in and like beat some people up and then we'll set it on fire?
Did you clock that Lil saying that Jerry is bad? She was like, oh, that impression's bad. But she was like, but so's Jerry. I was like, okay.
What do you mean? What, like bad bitch?
No. Like, after she was like, let's see them audition. She was like, then
those auditions were. How did Octavia get that? Obviously, Charity was just literally doing her own voice.
It was the best of a bad bunch.
But Charity was at least just like being
a normal person.
Yeah.
She was given a bit too much boom scat energy to old Miss Jerry Horner, wasn't she?
Got rabies. I don't know, like what makes you
myxomatosis.
Something in that gut yogurt ain't right. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Oh no.
Actually, no, this was what I'm going to say to you. Lil was so good at her.
Bifidus digestive on that one.
I'd like to hear, based on how good Lil's Jerry impression is, let me hear your Jerry impression.
Oh, it was so good, wasn't it? And I thought, actually, she did that scene very well. Samantha Jones. Oh, what did she say? She goes, Samantha Jones. I've just come from the pool on Soho House. What is there to do but to lay by the pool and be misted with Evian? That's literally how she speaks in the episode. It's so embarrassing. It's like if someone did a really fucking terrible impression of someone acting really badly.
Like, why doesn't she just use her normal voice?
I don't know, because I think
American people can't tell.
Well, I think she had a bit of a case of the Madonnas, didn't
Yeah.
she? Reverse, that she was like, she kind of went a bit American. But now that she's married to Tory HQ, she's like super fucking posh, which is hilarious because she was the little gobby one.
Yeah.
Working class girl.
She used to be a podium dancer down in old Spain somewhere. Or
Alicante.
like, somewhere like that. Maybe a
Cute.
Greek island.
What cracked me up so much about when Lavoie sung, obviously Lavoie's got a history, their name...
Are we in the dance practice with Michelle and Jono?
No, we're in the... Yeah, sure.
Oh, right.
We're singing. We're singing.
We're in the vocal warm-up.
We're in vocal warm-up. They... Obviously, she's known for singing. Her name literally means the voice. She's like, I sing live. That's all I do.
Is that who John Farnham's talking about?
I hope so. I like to think so. What really cracked me up about this is like, everyone's kind of like, oh, Lavoie's going to be great. First of all, she cracked. Absolutely brilliant. Such comedy. But also, when she finished, they both went... oh, that pitch is bang on, which is the most fucking lukewarm compliment that you could possibly get. Not like, you've got a really unique voice, like, what a lovely tone, like, so much richness, so much depth, that anything. It's just like
you
that
did
pitch,
what you have to do.
Yeah, them notes were definitely there.
You've really driven that car on the road.
Yeah, literally, like, just like a medal for turning up, babe. Like, love it. And I thought if I was a singer and someone hit me with that pitch is bang on, I'd say, go and fuck yourself.
Wouldn't you say though, or maybe not? I was quite impressed with just the kind of general level of singing. Like you'd think, like there was no one really like pulled some fucking clankers like you've seen on like
Clankers.
American.
Well, the Americans.
We are the comedy queen.
I have a feeling I need to find out who to ask about
Don't
this.
bother, keep it aloof.
No, I need to know answers because this I'm pretty sure that they are using auto-tune mics on Drag Race, because I know a lot of singers that are like musical theatre singers or whatever, people that are like have had some singing training but are maybe not like professional singers or whatever, that struggle staying in tune. And that you hit that rattle, that struggle staying in tune, especially if they're like nervous and on TV. And I thought it's kind of a bit sus that recently, actually, whenever people sing on here, and definitely they were singing live, I use that in very inverted commas, there's no way that all of them sounded that good singing live.
You couldn't really hear any breath, or maybe they just would edit that out. Maybe they were singing live, but then since then they've kind of mastered it for TV.
No, I think they sing, I think they go there because why if you're singing live, why would they having that sort of like rehearsal thing? I think they record it there and they do like Beyonce does for her live shows, like does like a recording of what it would sound like if you were live and moving about a bit, because that's not a live vocal. And I just wonder whether actually they're like, oh, let's just edit all of it and then just edit all the singing, because that's quite crazy.
Well, I suppose, yeah, if you want to sell it on iTunes, people aren't going to want to listen to squawks.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they probably need like a good version of it, and that's just what they use.
Sorry, this is investigative journalism.
I know, right? We're like that. Who did I mention the bitch off Blind Date when they found out that she was a journalist too the other day?
Maggie.
Oh, Margaret.
Bring it right back to Scylla.
Always back. God, it's so cyclical. So it's like a snake in its own dick.
Even though I enjoy Lil Scylla, it would have been nice for the Viv to come on and host it.
I would love that. Can I be really vulnerable and honest and open with you on the pod? I'm not even wearing hip pads. No,
kudos for saying that, for spilling.
Thank you. I actually didn't think Scylla was that good.
No, it was fine. But
I loved it because it was
Viv's
her.
The Viv's was really, really good.
Just when she did her impression, I was like, oh God, there's going to be jokes. But then she just she had like little bursts of it, but I did think she seemed quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel like she should have just gone for it.
Which I feel is not too rude to say, because I feel like she would also be like, yeah, I actually was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And was waiting for it to be over all the time. And you know what? That just comes from a deep, deep love of Her Royal Highness, because I just don't want to see her. I don't want to see her uncomfortable for 1 second of her life. Absolutely unbearable.
So you know how Marmalade was kind of slagging Kyron, saying like, why are you doing so much? Like, we're learning choreo, why are you moving around just trying to show off? I mean, probably there was some of that, but if you're doing a character and you're doing the Vogue, like I would 100% like be trying to like get into, I would be like moving around the stage and being the character as well.
Hate to say it to you, girl. I mean, props to you, mama, but That's quite a, like, not unprofessional, because that's not the right word, like an uneducated thing to say. If any time you're in performance, if you're someone that would like go into a dance rehearsal and be like, oh, I'm singing this, but I'm not going to do it while I'm doing it, you're not gluing them together. Like, from the very beginning, any professional would be like, as soon as you get in there, full character, full singing, full performance, you need to do it all so it goes into your body. Because if
I thought you were saying me that I'm uneducated. You're saying Marmalade's uneducated. Okay.
Never.
Because I am uneducated.
The schooling that this girl could do for you. No, not you. Never you uneducated.
So in the karaoke the other night, we did Shakespeare's Sister, Stay, and obviously, you better open. We are moving around like goblins around that room,
God, yeah.
gremlins.
And it's and that's just like not. And also as well, that deeply comes from someone being like, oh wow, they're even going to impress people in dance rehearsals. That's what
their dance is even going to impress people in singing rehearsals.
Yeah. It's like, wow, they're really like, they don't switch it off. And also there's something intimidating about watching someone have a level of professionalism that you, especially in a competition, that you're like, fuck, I wish I'd done that. So then you try and down talk them out of it, right?
At first, I was as shocked as the rest of you to learn that Octavia don't really know Spice Girls that much.
Wow.
But I've been on the internet, and let me tell you what
I've heard of
that. She's 21. Wannabe came out 7 years before she was even born. And even Baby One More Time was 2 years before she was born. So, like
what music was she listening to?
But, like, why the fuck would she know that?
Zed.
That would be like me... Actually, I'm not going to reveal it. That would be like me
That would be like you having heard of ABBA.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy. Also, as well, what I will notice is, I'm going to be honest, I have a few friends that are younger than me. Friends, not lovers. Friends. But they don't be knowing the good music like they oughta. Like, and that sounds like something that a 90-year-old would say. But I'm a young slip of a thing still. And when I was 18, I was obsessed with bands. I was obsessed with The Smiths. I was obsessed also with like disco, 70s music.
Yeah, I knew like 50s and 60s music when I was like 10.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like...
maybe it is our peers who are having these children and not educating them with the music.
Gross. Well, there's your problem. Stop having children.
Yeah.
And I just wonder whether, that actually young people don't listen to like older music as much as maybe we did.
Maybe it's down to like when we were little, our mum and dads would like play like tapes or CDs on the hi-fi, and now like everyone just has their own things. Maybe there's not as much music in the house that people are listening to when they're growing up, because that's how I know like Prince and all of these things, Kate Bush.
Yeah, I guess you had to be more intentional with your music listening when you were younger. You'd get an album and you'd listen to it, and albums were expensive, right?
Yeah, you have to like save up like $12.99 or something.
Yeah. So actually, mate, I think you're onto something there, Luke. See,
my God,
again, education, learning. It's like, this is a didactic podcast. Like, we be schooling life on this shit. I've got a big question for you.
Hit me.
Why is the pony so simple but the most graceless move in the entire world?
I think I bring grace to the pony because I am pop.
If
pony.
you can pony, oh, bitch, you can pony. But when you can't do it, there's something about it.
Yeah, it looks very weird on Kyron.
It looks so embarrassing, and it's so simple that it's like, that's why it's like, oh God, like, you really can't dance a fucking inch, can you?
You know Claude Demar personally, don't
Claude
you?
Girl. Oh, I love Claude Mother. I do know Claude Mother very personally. I went to college with him, and I love him.
Didn't you think, sorry, when he was giving Charlie the kind of Kylie hand performance stuff, she looked like she was bringing in the planes at Heathrow. It was less clackety-claw and more Terminal 4.
What a fucking gorgeous job for Claude Mar. How lovely.
And the funny little, like...
The little twink with him.
But yeah, who just didn't say much, but just kind of was just doing... It was like he had a kind of lookalike, a miniature lookalike that was just shadowing him for the day, doing everything he did.
I wonder whether he also gets to... I imagine Claude Mar probably gets to choose the girls, the dancers, which would be super fun. Remember someone calling you up being like, hey, babe, you want to come dance on Drag Race? So cute. They keep on referring to the character of Jerry. I want you to give me 3 words. What is the character of Jerry?
What's that funny word? Bimbo.
Bimbo?
Yeah. She plays like a sort of a dumb bimbo most of the time, doesn't she?
Does she?
I'm talking about young in the Spice Girls.
Isn't that what Posh does?
No, Posh is... aloof.
She's thinking about
model.
the Spice World, but isn't she also just like quite? She doesn't really understand anything. I
Obviously,
thought
like
Jerry
dumb,
was super sharp.
like dumb, kind of slaggy and kind of feminist and like loud feminist in inverted commas.
Yeah, I would think that she was like cheeky and like spiky, like she's like spunky. Yeah, but the fact that we can't even get like one word between us that we can agree on, it's like she doesn't probably have a strong character. Then I say, what's Adele's character like?
I mean, I don't really know Adele, but she has a Cockney accent. Is that what they're basing her whole character on?
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, I just don't believe that actually there is like a Jerry character.
No.
Should we switch it back to Limmy Day?
Limmy Day. So we've spoken on this, touched on it a little bit. Thoughts on this Octavia, Chara, Kyron thing? Do you think they were being a little bit butthurt and going on a little bit extra about it?
No, I think that this is like a very boring and everyday conversation that literally any of the drag queens would have, and it wouldn't have got airtime, but they needed to fill it up with enough Octavia because she was going to go.
Fair dues.
I just think like, oh what? Someone's doing really well and two other people are being like, yeah, God, I hope she falls on her ass. That happens literally every single season, like multiple times. And also, of course, like Kyron has like an unprecedented level of confidence in this, and they want to do better. Like, yeah, of course, human reaction. Like, what about you?
I feel like, well, I suppose it's kind of more about later. I think it would be a bit. If I was Kyron, I'd be hurt to find out that people I thought were my friends are like having these convos and not just being like saying it like, "Oh, fuck off, bitch! I hope you die or I hope you break a leg," like to my face in the moment. But then at the same time, like you need to read the room.
Yeah, it works both ways because it's like she's not worrying about them when they're like just come fresh off being in the bottom, and she's like, "Oh my God, yeah, like of course I'm going to win the next one. I'm winning everything." Like it works two ways. Like she's not thinking about them when she's like. Her boasting about her wins is for no one apart from her. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, she's the one that's created a strange environment because she is actively like pursuing this narrative and talking about it, and she keeps on bringing it up. It'd be very different if every time she sat down, Lavoie was like, "Oh my God, so-and-so this about Kyron," and she was bringing it up as a topic, but that's not what's going on, is it?
Also, do we need a new villain now that Chanel's gone? Maybe.
But I think that's a symptom of being young, that maybe she's not being sort of socially intelligent enough to be like, that's actually not that great to listen to. I don't know. What about our fresh-faced young Lilith without a speck of maquillage on?
Yeah.
I didn't recognise her. Oh my God. I thought, who is that angel? Who is that young? And you did see, do you know, without the makeup on? I think there's a bit of pump there. Oh, I think there's a bit of pump there.
You didn't think there was pump before?
Well, I know the lips are obviously bee stung to gourd, but I think there's a little facial pump as well.
Well, there you go.
Should we take a little break, Luke?
Let's do it.
Please.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Hey, Luke, let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Tell me.
John O'Neill worked for the FBI pursuing Al-Qaeda. He was trying to convince higher-ups to take the threat more seriously, but was eventually pushed into early retirement because his personality clashed with the FBI leadership, because he was so insistent on pursuing Al-Qaeda and the dangerous threat that they gave to America. He was then repositioned and went on to head security in the World Trade Center, where he was killed 1 month later in the 9/11 attacks.
Well, there you go.
Can you believe? How fucking annoying to be like, God, can you just shut up about Al-Qaeda? That's so annoying. Like, you're just like completely overreacting. He'd have a stern word for you when he meets you up in...
Oh, it's an inside job anyway, so...
Oh, why? Oh, go on, tell him.
What?
What about that Elon video? We should talk about that in The Hangover.
Yeah, we should.
Fuck Elon Musk. If you're listening to this, don't take our podcast off the air. I don't know what powers you have.
You need to get off Twitter.
Fuck you. I'm like barely on it.
But basically, go and either on YouTube or Instagram, or probably TikTok as well, and look up Led by Donkeys, and they got bear videos, but there's just one about Tesla and Trump's sordid little
gross
scratching back situation that is disgusting.
Gross. Should we talk main stage?
Let's talk the main
What
stage.
about Shelley and her momager?
I thought bizarre.
Yeah.
I think also now that we're used to seeing her with such big hair, it seems mental when she doesn't.
I also thought it was very aging. I didn't like what it did to her beak.
Then that just weird kind of meh jumpsuit as well.
Yeah. Oh, ouch. Tough week.
Yeah,
Tough week for Shelley.
sorry.
Bevers is doing well, isn't she? Still getting wheeled out. She had one barely B-side single about 10 years ago.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
And I was actually thinking of Keep This Fire. Is that not her? Burning.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, two very forgettable
But she's
songs
been a
that
West End
probably-
Wendy for a long time now.
But I don't think that gets you judge status on
I don't think it gets you
anything,
UK
really.
diva.
Yeah. But good for her.
She was fucking great.
She did. I liked her hair. But good that she's getting a little judge spot, to be honest. Should we talk Pop of the Tops?
Let's do it. I mean, say what you want about Lavoie, but
And I do.
she is good at doing what it is she sets out to do, isn't it? Like, if that is what you want, she's hitting all the markers that you need.
Wow, there was really a compliment somewhere in the jaws of that, wasn't there?
Like, I thought
Are you meaning to say that you liked her performance?
not compared to like...
No, I did not say that.
No, I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't be something I necessarily pay for. But if I happened upon it, I'd be like, sure, I'm entertained.
You like your girls with a bit more NRG?
Not even necessarily NRG, but no, yeah, she did a good job, I thought. But again, I think this is like literally her in the pocket of what she does best.
Yeah. I thought she was really great. I thought she was such a good opener, and she was just, well, I guess Scylla was the opener, but like first good performer. And I thought she's very warm on stage, and it feels very safe, which is the sort of, I guess, something that only experience can buy you. I have a question. Do you think...
No, I don't.
No, if I can help it. Do you think that they bring their own outfits for this? Because I was looking at them. Mama's, like, there's no fucking way that someone in art department made that. That's a Marmaduke experience.
You reckon?
Yeah, and I feel like, I was like, wow, this is so impressive and so good. And then I was looking at, like, the way, the sort of detail of the top and everything, and I was like, no, this is like Marmaduke. And then also Lavoie, her outfit was very Lavoie as well. But
Lavoie is very kind of that kind of Shirley outfit.
But I just mean it ties into this kind of stuff that she wears very specifically in terms of like the neckline and the sort of like, I don't know. I just think that maybe actually they know who they're going to be. And that's a bit of a...
Otherwise, what, they got on-site tailors?
Yeah, because like Relisa, for example, she was in like a form-fitting dress. And I think that, how could that have happened?
Yeah. Well, that's what they did on the like Bad Bitches of the World thing. Yeah. They brought their own costumes.
Yeah, and then do you remember as well that we found that there was like the two that were deleted? Aja was like Frida Kahlo. No. Valentina was Frida Kahlo, wasn't she? No, because
Valentina wasn't on that one.
Someone else.
Who the fuck was on that then?
No. Yeah, I mean, not to harp on about it, but seeing it live, I was definitely like, there is no live singing here. This is crazy. So I wonder what the sort of parameters of it are.
Maybe we can find out somehow.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I don't really know this side of Elton. When I think of Elton John, I think of him in like the 90s with a dangly earring and some sort of like round glasses and a suit doing Candle in the Wind. Full circle to Diana.
Be vulnerable and honest? I don't really like Elton John.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's hard to say. It's not that I don't like him, it's just that I've never got into him at all. What's the banger that I like?
The only one I really like is Are You Ready for Love?
Oh, no, I don't even really like that. I don't really like his voice, and there's no glamour to attach to. There's no, like, I'm not loving the looks, I'm not loving the...
But is that because we're just not aware of his... like, when you think of him, like remembering him in pop culture, I haven't really even seen that much footage of him doing all this wacky stuff.
I just like, there's just not anything really there for me. And also he's a bit of like a...
It's the lack of hair, isn't it?
It is. And also he's a strange looking man, isn't he? It's I don't know, it's just not for me. There's nothing for me to like to grab my attention. Apart from the fact that he's gay, and that's just not enough anymore.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but I was obsessed with Kyran in this Coronation Street pub landlady wig that she had going on for George.
I was
what
very obsessed.
Fucking insane wig. Like, he very clearly has a very easy copyable hair. Why would you then put her in that like strange Rover's Return
Buffon
get up?
Maybe it's quite hard to.
Who do you think does the wigs for these?
So you don't think they brought their own wigs?
Maybe.
They brought their own outfits.
Well, because Wigs and Grace provide them when they do something. They're always like with wigs provided by Wigs and Grace. But I don't know. Like,
Ponder on that.
Yeah, I will. I'm just thinking about whether any of them were like styled. You know, you'd be able to tell normally, being like, oh, well, that's actually done like very exquisitely. Like if you think about the Diana wigs, they were very emblematic of like the person's drag. It was like, oh, Marmalades is like very coiffed, very perfectly done, and then someone like Octavia's was, she was in the wig that she was in.
I was very into Kyron's dancer with like the cropped tie and shirt.
Yeah.
Thought that was cute. I found it very hard to find a lick of melody in most of these songs.
Yeah.
They were just kind of just like words over a beat with some sounds, but like none of them really seemed to have like the real like catchiness to them.
So what would you have given the overall performance?
I'd say it's not the best UK musical.
Oh, no, definitely not. Not even close.
Oh, excuse me.
Rude.
Oh, they've delivered one of my AliExpress parcels. Thank you very much. I'll give it like a 7.
Okay.
I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, maybe like a 6. It just wasn't really popping that much for me.
Who the fuck? So that's how you know actually they must have brought wigs from home, because Octavia's Jerry wig was
the most butters thing.
Heinous.
Yeah. That was also. Can someone please spare a thought for Justine May?
How
dare they? Of all Spice Girls, how dare they?
This is at least the second, if not the third time, I reckon that they've been a direct hit to Just May on this.
Yeah.
Firstly by getting Mabel, secondly with this. I think there was something else.
Yeah.
Oh, Queen Vic. I don't know. Just like
so nasty.
Leave her alone, or bring her back for Losers season.
Losers.
Sorry, first out.
Wow. She didn't mean that.
They're all losers though, aren't they? Apart from the one that wins.
I was literally listening the other day to Tace on Monroe's thing, and she was like, I really thought I was going to win Drag Race, but she's like, I actually just like don't remotely care about it now. And she was like, because she was like, I just obviously feel like I was the winner. And then I was like, fuck, out of that top 5, that was Bimini, Tace, Lawrence, Ellie, and Ahura. The fact that Bimini, Tace, and Ahura didn't win, but like they show no sign of their careers ever stopping or slowing down remotely.
Incredible.
It's like the fact that like Tace might be one of, well, both of them. I would say both Bimini and Tace probably the most like impressive like careers so far afterwards. Like they're like Tace is like walking for like international designers next to Naomi and all this crazy shit, and like Bimini's got a book out, and like they are huge like celebrity public figures, and that might never be achieved ever again.
I don't know.
And what I saw people saying as well, that I kind of forgot about this, that they were like, it might not have been so good if do you remember it got broken by COVID?
Yeah.
Go home. They're like, it just gave us all a chance to like completely like
reshoot up the
shit
packages
together. Yeah, and be like, I need to work so much harder and just have nothing but time to do it. And it was like, so that's why.
Maybe that could be something they experiment on again, having a little mid-season break.
Should we talk Night of 1,000 Dianas?
Well, I've got a couple more things to say.
Oh, go on, please.
If I was little at that end bit, the rest are behind. Everyone else is doing the same choreo. I would just fucking park and bark and be doing my bit and let them do the choreo. Like, why are you even bothering or stressing?
Or like, even not park and bark, just don't worry about the choreo and just do whatever comes to you.
Yeah, just like gesticulate or whatever.
Yeah, just a nice bit of semaphore or something. Just like a couple of, do the Macarena.
And did you clock anyone interesting as the names went down, as they did all the extra names of pop divas at the bottom?
No, I didn't. Why?
Rachel Adedeji.
Someone put Rachel Adedeji's name on there.
Fucking didn't. Really? How did I not hear that?
They didn't say it. They were just on the like sort of scrolling thing at the bottom, like special thanks to, how could we forget, like all these people.
Really? Oh my God, that's fucking jokes.
Rachel
God,
Adedeji.
what a fucking... Also, I need to know who that man is who does Cheryl Fernandez Hassini or whatever her name is. They were not any of her names, were they? Fernandez? No.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't keep up with her.
Racist.
Let's get to that runway. A night of 1,008 Princess Dianas.
Yeah, I mean, I've already made my feelings very clear about this. Terrible choice. Sick of the night of 1,000 divas, unless you can come up with some people that are like actual... it should be like artists. Or do you know what I mean? It's like, do night of 1,000 Lee Boweries and get some abstract entities up in there. But like, it needs to be people that have like a back catalogue of looks that like... If you could put up...
Like Cher, Gaga, Madonna, like people that are known for their iconic looks over the years.
Yeah. And they need to be like references within pop culture. You, apart from like, say like, maybe the Versace dress.
Yeah, I can't
for
think of...
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
It's like you literally, there's no way that you could...
Or just her little...
any outfit.
Yeah, just her in her jeans and jacket in the snow.
But like, you would never, if I showed you that on someone, you would never be able to tell who that was.
I probably recognise the All I Have with the like, and the
Yeah.
little boots.
And the same as for Diana. Like, obviously, revenge dress. Yes, people know that. But it's like, that is... She doesn't have a range of like hairdos, for example. Like, she had the same hair the whole time.
Also, why didn't they... Actually, she didn't, because she had the bowl cut and then she had the crop at the back. But... why didn't they put the pictures of what it's meant to be like they normally always do, so you can like have a look at the
Yeah. They
thing?
definitely should have. Maybe it was just all a bit more abstract. I don't know.
No, because when you look at the girls' Instagrams, they've all got like references.
Yeah, but when I say that she's had the same hair, I know obviously it's been like different. Like she has had it shorter and stuff, and it was more of a bowl. But it's like it was still exactly the same color. It was still like it was still short hair. Do you know what I mean? Like she's never had longer hair. It was just like, I don't know, like she's always had a fringe. She's always had like it just, it's not remotely inspiring. She's also like not known for any like exciting makeup or like the looks that she's been given are just very of a time. There was basically nothing that was put on the runway that you would actually be able to tell was Princess Diana. It was just like vaguely 80s. I don't know. So let's talk. First up, we have Lil serving double trubs. What was your thoughts on this?
I'm surprised she's the only one that did the wedding dress. Maybe everyone was scared after Katia.
Yeah.
But I thought this was probably the best executed one. It's like two extremes and she's done them together and they're the two most famous looks and she's made them kind of her own. So congrats.
Yeah, I agree. I think that these are the two things that I think would spring to every single person's mind if you had to name two Diana outfits. So I would personally have been like, maybe stay away from them. But the fact that she did like this huge exaggerated silhouette and made it look so stupid was really smart. And then she had that cute little rocker number underneath.
The rocker number.
I gave this 9 truffles.
I'd give this, it's so hard because I quite just hate all of them. But yeah, 8. At this point I've written, isn't Beverly having fun?
Wasn't she saying just like the most basic shit you've ever heard?
Yeah.
She'd be like, pink and green, never should be seen. It's like, okay, babes. Next up, we have Relisa serving gold.
This looks like she is a bellboy in like Fifth Element kind of.
She's got a lot of water retention. It was so unflattering on her.
Why would you choose a worst dressed outfit and then be like...
I don't think she did. I think this is an existing outfit that someone had and she's thrown a belt around it. Because also as well, like when it was all puckered where the belt was, so it meant that it was actually made too big.
Yeah.
I just put, it didn't fit and it's not Diana.
Yeah, like what's the hair?
Yeah, like none of it. She made no real attempt to like get the spirit of Diana in any real way, I thought. So I gave this 4.
Yeah, that outfit is kind of like timeless. Like if in doubt, at least go 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 4 as well, I think.
Next up, we have Chara serving Diana Thatcher.
Maggie asked if we had made this wig because we have previously done it. Maggie Thatcher.
I am really, really loving Charity. I think she's so sweet, and I think she's
But she's not just sweet. She's got a quick tongue on her.
Oh yeah, she's got a viper tongue.
Oh, well, shit.
But I think she also can take it. She can dish it out and she can take it. And like when they were, rather than them being like, oh, they think I look like the Iron Lady, she was like joking about it, like, oh, it's not ideal, but do you know what I mean? Like she's having fun with it.
Well, yeah, when they're like to later on in the judges' deliberations, when she's like, oh, I saw you on stage, Beverly, and then like any note, she's like, the hair was a bit Margaret Thatcher, but
yeah,
like she's good. Like she's
got a quick tongue. At least someone does.
It's quite funny how the girls trying to recreate history on the Instagram. This one not so bad. In her pictures for this, she is using Marmalade's wig, and then she's got the other one and like sort of pretending to burn it and stuff. So that's quite funny. But I actually quite enjoy this as a look. I love that material that's proper two-tone. Like
me too.
Thing. And I think the bows are great. I like the way she's wearing the blue tights.
I thought it was gorgeous jeans. I literally was like, as soon as she came out, I was like, absolutely heaven. I was like, God, we should wear something like this for the power trip.
Yeah, so if you take the hair away, I'd give that a solid 8, to be fair.
Question, why did she keep on miming drinking tea?
Because that's what royals do.
No,
that's what the Queen does.
Not our Lady Di, not our Di.
Well, she don't know.
She'll be having a pint of Strong by Black down. You know, she snuck into heaven in Mandrag. How cute! And she was with Freddie Merckx.
Yeah,
truly.
She'd be having a little appletini, if anything.
Yeah. Oh, I reckon she's had a couple of Shirley Temps down with Sir Ian McKellen. You know what I mean?
What would you give?
I gave it 8. I liked this.
Next up.
And also, can I just say, what I found infuriating as well is like, don't pick someone with like such a fucking boring haircut. Like, oh, it's just like short hair on a woman. Okay, great. And then when someone does like a slightly dragged up version of it, then like everyone just rinses them. It's like, that was a much more interesting wig than like the 90% of other people that you
I think it's the colour that's the issue.
But sure, but like it's like a draggy version of it, isn't it? I'm sure that was a How's Your Head, right?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Definitely with the colours. Next up, we have Octavia serving Green Valley. When
I show you the two pictures, one of her on the runway and the picture she's put on Instagram, you're going to lose your fucking shit. This bitch is trying to change the past.
I really like the idea that like none of them even know who Princess Diana is. They've just Googled it and just been like, and it's like come up with like a picture of like Diana Vickers, and they're like, yes, I'm doing this from when she was on X Factor, from her famous run.
Like this initial dress, it looks like she's doing like a sort of glam, not Robin Williams, Robin Hood thing. It looks kind of like there's a cape on it, and it's just like,
go on, pass it over.
And then the picture on Instagram, like the dress is completely like there's like shoulder pads in it now. It's nipped in. The hair.
Unfortunately for me, oh my God, sorry. Really looking at this up close is the fucking. Oh my God, I'm sorry. This is unbelievable. This actual dress that Octavia is wearing, like seeing it up close, it is like
the TV one or the Instagram
shapeless sack. It is absolutely insane. And then this is her. This is the reshish of it.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, girl. Maybe that's might be a whole different dress. It's got a different neckline. Wow. Yeah, that's quite crazy. But did we find the actual what it's based on?
Yeah, on her there is a picture of Diana in just like a green V-neck, green sparkly dress with
that's fucking crazy. Go to Insta and go on Octavia's Insta.
We can post it.
We could do that. We could actually post for once. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is ugly as fuck. It's just very simple, and it's like you might go home evidently this week, and it'd be like, would you really be happy with that being your final? Also, the final thing you took onto the runway.
If they're giving you someone that's not drag, like it's your job as a drag queen to make it drag.
Yeah, it's like this isn't fucking Madame Tussauds. Like I want to see some performance.
Yeah, it's not realness.
Pomp. Yeah.
I wasn't pumping that puss.
And and the wig. I'm sorry, the wig was like absolutely unbelievable. That was some.
That's like a young 7-year-old boy from 1973.
Yeah, it was like an Amazon wig. It was crazy. I gave 3. This 4. But I could take it down to a 3, to be honest. Sorry, girl, to have lost that one. Kyran, there's 3 of us in this, Parker. Thoughts?
I don't know the red Parker reference to you, the red jacket thing. Did it make you laugh? Did it make you think, that's a funny nod to that?
Not in the slightest, no.
Of the 2 revenge dresses, what did you think?
I preferred Lil's because I felt like the presentation that Lil did was like more in keeping with why people love it so much, that it's like, it was such a big it was punk. It was such a big fuck you to...
Was it punk, her just wearing a cocktail dress to an event?
Punk is a sensibility, babes. No, it was. It was like, it was insane that it comes out that he is having this affair with, what's her name? What's her...
Camille.
Wiggy, yeah. CPB. And then she's like only known for wearing... Like she's a princess. She's allowed to wear long gowns to the floor, like there's royal protocol of what you can wear. And then she just like fucking rocks up to this party and she's in like a skin tight black velvet dress. And people are like, oh my fucking God, that is insane what she's wearing. Like it was. She knows she knows exactly what she was doing. You know, she wore the exact same outfit to the gym every single time so that the paparazzi couldn't sell the photos because they were the same photo every time.
Someone else does that, like at the moment. Like taking a leaf out of her book.
Yeah, quite insane. And so I just thought, again, like, maybe this is more to do with the actual runway category, but it's like, I don't want, like, pedestrian, a coat, okay.
I mean, at least she, like, oversized it and made it a joke.
Yeah.
But then I don't understand why I wish the underneath dress was a joke as well. And I just absolutely cannot with this hair, which is Luna Bundy styled by Flesh.
You're fucking lying.
I'm not lying. You'd think it was just, like, a toupee found in Sue Ryder or something.
Not the Sue Ryder collection. That is so insane because sorry Luna and sorry Flesh, not only was the styling so off, also the colour was so off as well.
Crazy.
Yeah, sorry girls.
Maybe that was just like an existing one hacked up and just given a little blowout quickly.
Lord knows we've done some doozies in our time.
Oh,
we've actually done a very doozy Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Although they loved it at the time, didn't they?
Actually, I don't think it was that doozy. I take it back.
Well, it's just all Margaret Thatcher
just horrible
hair is a doozy. Yeah, it's just absolutely rancid. Yeah, I gave this 6.
Next up, we have Lady Marmalade, who
Princess Polka
gave the best characterisation, I'd say. She was giving me the head down and eyes up. That's pure Diana.
Pure Diana. It was very Martin Bashir, Princess Diana interview.
I haven't seen it.
There were 3 of us in the marriage, really. It was quite crowded.
Oh, is that why RuPaul kept saying that?
Yeah. She looked like Elizabeth Debicki playing... Princess Diana in The Crown. She looked absolutely sensational. I gave this a 9. Absolutely loved it. I know it's not like, she's not reinventing the wheel, but the fact she made it fits so exquisitely.
She's at least in a bit of 80s makeup.
Yeah, 80s makeup.
How's your head wig?
And then she's given me a full performance on the runway.
Yeah.
Loved it. Gave it a 9.
Yeah, I'd give this an 8.5.
Cute. Next up, we have Lavie.
Look at that photo.
Love. Oh my God, that's so good.
She's so cheeky. That picture of her like in the tennis changing room, just giving such a cheeky little smug look to the camera.
Oh my God.
And I'm loving that wig as well.
And that wig is everything. They're like them fucking, me and Luke are obsessed with. Do you remember when you got your brown one and your black one?
Yeah.
Are they from Ali?
Yeah, just these little kicky like £13 mullets.
Yeah, they were literally so cheap, little hard fronts. But sometimes with hard fronts, not to put our own wig company out of business, sometimes the hair is so cheap on hard fronts that it's basically like a hat rather than hair. And that's one of them where just like, you can just throw that in with your shoes and ain't nothing ever going to happen to that. That style is set.
We've never seen this before.
So,
y'all wanted a twist.
Lavoir serving sodden log.
I really enjoyed the fact that she gave us the log flume as part of a thing. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, I love that she got soaked. That's brilliant. That's so good.
And yeah, I think in a world full of people in boring things, if you can camp, I think as a cis woman, I probably couldn't get away with that if I was to do it. But I think that wearing just sweatshirt and like
sure.
But I think as Lavoir doing it so cheeky with the tennis racket, I think great.
I mean, it was fun. It was like a good, they were making the most of a fun idea, but ultimately it's just like, this is so boring. I thought it was fun. I liked that they used the reveal, but I think there's just like very limited. Kyran and Lil and Lavoir all tried to like give it a twist, but it's just like, ultimately it's just pedestrian clothing. It's boring. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And she was in a raincoat and then in a jumper, and it's like, whatever. But yeah, I gave this a 7 still.
I'll give this a 7.5.
Shout out to Lady Diana Spencer. Love you. This is the next part of the show.
I think she would have loved the pod.
I think she would have. Our Lady Di would have loved it.
It's so dark in here.
I know. Next up, we have a part of the show that we like to call Zinger and Minger, where we dissect wigs. As professional wig stylists, we dissect which wigs zinged for us and which wig really minged for us. We invite you to enjoy this.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to... Is it minger? Zingers and mingers.
A song produced by DJ Low Tech there, Miss Lukey.
DJ Low Tech. Why is the sound of cats doing that fighting sound?
So good.
So funny.
Luke, what zinged for you this week?
My zinger would have to be Lil's gorgeous little thing.
Oh yeah, it was sexy, wasn't it?
That actually reminded me of my little mullet thing. If we cut away the back, maybe we should get one and do that.
Yeah, we could.
Cut away those kicky neck
Mine
layers.
was Mama's Swoop, which is... Who from?
How's your head?
Is it? Yeah. It's very gorgeous.
I think Benjamin Paul. Big dog.
Hey, Benny. What minged for you this week?
Kyrens.
Same. Too many fucking schmiffies on the runway.
Yeah.
Like too many ugly wigs. And I say that with nothing but love. Should we go to the Safe Queens critiques?
Well, there weren't really no safe queens at this point.
No, I guess not. Go on.
Well, I was just going to say, I'd move just straight into Untucked.
I need to say first, I felt very confused when they were like, when RuPaul was like, it's been a good night for you, Releasa. I was like, are we looking at the same outfit? That is
No, the Adele was good.
I mean, it was fine, but like, in order for you to be like, it's been a good night for you, that means that like, not only was the performance good, but also you on the runway has been good. And I was like, that is such a fucking butters outfit.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And it just, also, one thing that I noticed then as well, when they were all in their lineup, we started here with a good handful of non-white queens, and judging by the way that it's looking, not going to do much to break up that very white UK pantheon, is it?
No. God, it's becoming like the Hall of Fame. How it was before.
Yeah, quite
before
grim.
we got
quite
Monet
grim.
Exchange.
So yeah, let's head into Untucked.
I don't think the girls expected Kyron to bite back so much. I thought they would kind of expected to be like, oh, I'm sorry, but to be told quite blankly, I think you should actually just focus on yourself. And then for them to, they almost like took it back, like, yeah, no, we will. It was like, I don't think that's how they expected that exchange to go.
No.
But I kind of, at least she said her piece, and then like she was like, but thanks for I'm glad I heard this feedback.
Yeah, it was just quite lollers though, wasn't it? Because they were like, they'd obviously been prompted by production to be like, can you say, yeah, we bitched about you earlier? Because like, there was just, it was so...
I thought it was more Octavia thinking, if I go, I want to have told her this on the
absolutely
thing.
not. The way that she brought up, she's like, yeah, we were actually just talking about it earlier. I was like, you've 100% been prompted to. She felt so uncomfortable saying it, and then she was kind of like, yeah, so we basically said that, but like, it was just like as a joke. Like, it didn't mean anything. It was like, it wasn't serious. Just like absolutely spiraling. It was like, she doesn't care. She knows she's going to beat you. She doesn't care.
I think she did. I think she was a bit hurt to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. And then it's like, but actually, for some reason, this is kind of gooped her. Like, she actually does really care. I was like, I'd be, okay, go.
And also, but it's obviously, I don't think Valentina was given it in any way as much as Kyron has, but it was, you don't want to have that Aja moment where it's like, yeah, you don't have to put someone else down. You just need to bring yourself up.
Yeah. And also Valentina's was like steeped in the fact that she was like sweet and delusional, and just, she was like, oh, I love living
the
in
most gorgeous angel.
Oh my God. And they've recently just done I did start to watch it, but then I fell asleep actually yesterday. They have just done a portrait of a queen on her, and she is living as a trans woman.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's all about...
taking some gorgeous photos recently on the gram.
She's a gorgeous girl.
She is.
Do you remember when our friend was down in Brighton for the Queen's show, and our friend's friend fucked Valentina? Do you remember that?
Yes. So much friends of friends of friends.
I know, I'm just trying to keep it as vague as possible. But I can't believe between neither of us we haven't got even a Dragula girl underneath our belt.
What do you mean?
Go fucking one of the Drag Race. Imagine how
I've got a long-term boyfriend.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure...
What's your excuse?
I'm also in a deep and meaningful relationship with your boyfriend, as you well know. But I can't believe that we can't even... You're telling me that if you'd seen Neo Huru X on a night out, And they were begging for it. Come on.
The thing is, though, I think a lot of them, apart from obviously my husband Orgotic, I don't think a lot of
Shout out,
them
Orgy.
are into the puss that on these shows.
Oh, damn. Well,
but they're into the puss.
Orgotic was, clearly.
Yeah.
Um,
in the judges' deliberations, tell me, have you been aware of the phrase "like a dog smelling sausages" before? Because we need to add that to the dictionary immediately.
Like a dog smelling. Who was it that said that? Lavs.
I literally can't even. I should have written it down. I think I was just so like
a dog smelling sausages.
And like, what does it mean? Like, it's like sort of just like excited.
Glee? I don't know. It's like such a lame thing to say. It's just like, what, like an animal smelling food? Oh, it's so cryptic. Like, what does it mean? I am not going to lie. I thought I was going to throw up when I realised that it was Lil in the bottom.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, hold on. Has she been in the bottom before?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't mind that though. Like, there's been many a winner that has skated. Like, she's polaric. It's like sometimes you love it so much. Sometimes
you need to feel the lows so you can appreciate.
And maybe you just don't
journey.
get it. That's what I'm telling myself. Like, what did you think of the song?
Wait.
Sorry.
Rewind. So Lavoie now has just won her third badge in a row. Who else from the UK has won 3 challenges in a row? There are 3 official UK divas.
Ella Day.
No. Or just give me one of the 3.
The Vivian.
No.
The girl that can sing in 6 different languages whilst in the splits. Crystal with a K.
Okay, 2 more chances.
Lawrence.
Yeah. Lawrence, Cheddar and Ginger have all done 3 in a row. And then Victoria has as well on Canada versus the World.
Good work, girlies. So, yeah, what did you think of the song?
I think you know what I think of the song. In fact, I need to do a toilet break because I need a wee, but also I need to vomit before we talk about this song. So, BRB.
My God.
Rachel Adedeji.
Tell us about the song, then.
Oh, it is the Time Walk from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Which you are famously a huge fan of. She goes to all the sing-alongs. She gets dressed up every Halloween as... I don't even know what any of them are called. I've never seen it.
I had been told so often by so many people to watch Rocky Horror Picture... I won't even say it.
Yeah. The RHPS.
And then one time I was going home and I was just opening the door to my house and I had my phone jacked out of my hand. So this might have had something to do with it. But then I went upstairs and we were like, let's just watch Rocky Horror and maybe that will cheer you up. And I've never seen such a pile of dram shit in my life. I was literally
just like... And you watched the RuPaul's Drag Race musical.
I've watched The Tribe.
Yeah.
Like this, I cannot comprehend how so many people like it. It, to me, seems like the most, like, no one gave a shit when they were writing it. Like, it's just like, I haven't even got the words how shit
it's
I think it is.
Because we are huge fans of terrible taste. Like,
I love Gina Davis.
I love John Waters. Like I love, when I think of Crybaby. Crybaby is awful. Like,
how dare you?
I mean, obviously it's the best, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like, you wouldn't be like, what great songs! What a
fantastic songs in Crybaby!
What a watertight narrative it's got. Like, it's in bad taste. I love things that are shit. They're the greatest things. Like, that's all of Divine's films. But like, it's just bad. Everything that I've ever seen of it, I'm like, oh my God.
It literally looks like
Sarandon in, so that's very confusing.
Oh, sorry, yeah, not Gina Davis, Gina Sarandon. I'm really slurring my words after that. That piss really took it out of me.
Really
but yeah, no, I absolutely fucking hate this. And I just hate this, even though I love songs that have a dance routine as well. It's
I know
just
you're
like,
really pulled in 2 directions, aren't you?
Oh, I think I'm phobic to this.
Yeah, and much to the chagrin of every single faggotini around me, like every single time I ever mention that I've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, someone pops up that they're like, that film raised me. It's like,
that's why you're such a loser then, I guess.
Oh, ouch.
So, yeah. Obviously, I'm biased towards Lil, but the song is already so extra. Actarian was just taking me over the edge.
Yeah.
Like, please don't do so much.
I felt like I was watching a sort of like agitated fly fight its last breaths in a jar or something. It was just like, oh my God. I was kind of like, by the end, I was kind of willing it to end. I was like, I can't take any more crazy arms.
She's giving us Duracell honey.
Yeah, it was like as sponsored by UK6 tablets.
Ugh.
It was just
sorry,
like,
that ugh wasn't at Octavia. It was at the song.
Fucking not be. She's gone over it. Yeah, it was just a lot. But what I did love is that Lil is like such a shining example of, she's like, oh, I can't dance. Where's she from? Manchester. I can't dance. I can't dance. But like, it does not fucking matter at all.
Well, she can't do. She gets in her head about choreo, but she knows how to move when she's in charge of her body.
She's got so much personality on stage. She's so dynamic, and it's like you do not need to be able to dance to be a good performer or lip syncer. Like, and yeah, I just thought I really enjoyed what she did on stage. It was just silly and fun and super high energy. So yeah, and it was, thank God, our Lillian that won. And unfortunately, that did mean we have to say goodbye to Aki T. Sad to see her go.
Yeah.
Little fun bundle of joy.
My boyfriend's mum was actually...
That's actually Octavia.
No, but she was like, oh, I was disappointed. And I thought, surely, like, we've spoken about Lil before. Just like, what, about who went home? She's like, yeah, I really liked her. She's just from a little town in Wales, so brave.
Oh my God, I don't think... Where does she think Wales is? Just like this, like...
No, but she is particularly from a small town in Wales.
Sure.
She's the only drag queen in her hometown, so imagine being that.
Yeah, that's quite grim, isn't it? But surely she'll move to London now.
Oh, yeah. Or at least to...
Manchester, which is where they all go, really, isn't it? Let's talk Rose and Thorn, no?
Let's go.
The rose and thorn, the rise and the fall.
Well, let's talk Rose first of all. What was the Rose of the episode for you?
My Rose is that Lillian gets to stay again, protect her at all costs.
Of course,
like
absolutely.
The sheer relief, the pounds of feces that shot back up me bum holding out of my mouth. And
they're always twitching there, aren't they? They're always ready to go. That's welcome to the world of IBS. It's like, is the fart ever safe? Rose, I love a musical. Usually, I mean, it seems kind of a bit of a backhanded Rose. I really like when they do musicals because it's so stupid, and I think it's fun. It must be fun to be on the team because they really just throw anything at the wall and see what sticks. It's like, right, we'll do Top of the Pops, and it'll be the best of British, but we'll do like, why isn't Kylie in it? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, whatever. It just really made no sense at all. And yeah, gotta love it. What was your thorn? What stung?
My thorn was the time warp. It makes my skin crawl. Maybe I've just got PTSD from being robbed at my front door. But
where did you live when that happened?
In those mental flats on Cali Road.
Oh, that'll be it.
Yeah.
And did they just come up and yoink it from behind?
Well, do you know what? I knew it was going to happen. I had this new phone game where it's like you're in an aquarium, and I was playing it like walking through the back streets from like High Street Ken to Hybrid Islington to Cali Road.
I was going to fucking say High Street Ken.
And then as I got through to Cali Road, I could kind of notice some fucking rude boys over there. And then I was like, I should really put my phone back in my bag. And then I was like, oh no, but let me just do this. And then they obviously seen me, followed me. And then my front door was kind of like down a side road. And then as I put they just like snatched out my hand and then like ran straight into the estate that was there. And then I was like screaming up. And then my ex-boyfriend like came down with no shoes on. I was like, I'm going to run into the estate and find them. I was like, you are absolutely not doing that. You fucking idiot.
Your mind.
So,
was that Orion?
It was.
Wow.
And then we watched the time warp. And then I just felt...
That was his medicine for you having your phone stolen.
I think we were like,
rather than him running amok in London barefoot, he was like, it's either the time warp or me going out there. And
I think we had already planned it. Like maybe we'll watch it tomorrow or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it's
grim. My thorn this week is that I think, call me crazy. I think that the judging is quite sus this year. Like I thought the judging was quite, if I'm honest, I thought like Mama 100% smoked it like no one else. And they were like, oh, release her, you've done really well. And I was like, did she?
They're just edging her constantly, aren't they?
Yeah, and I just think it all seems a bit like the fact that like it just keeps on being Kyron and Lavoie when it's like, I don't really think they're doing much better than anyone.
I think when Kyron's won, she has done really well. And Lavoie, to be fair. But like, Chara, I think kind of deserved at least a joint fucking badge of someone for Snatch Game. Marmalade has been like constantly good. Like
The
she
fact
should
that
have got the
Marmalade has
badge
won-
that Lil got. Like her outfit was clearly the best when they made those outfits.
Yeah, the fact that Mama has won absolutely nothing at this point is insane when you think at like how well she's doing. And I just thought like I thought she was so much better this episode than Lavoie. And it's just like so confusing that it's like, where are the rules here? Because she was in a jumper and cycling shorts. Like, no, that's the sort of shit that could get you kicked off.
And Marmalade had made that whole fucking
Yeah, and
dress
it's like, I just think...
that they all said was couture.
I lose interest a bit when I'm starting to think like, oh, this feels a bit too TV showy, that they're like not really... It needs to be meritocracy. Like, you need to be like, oh, they were the best, so therefore they won. But as soon as it starts being like, oh, they're trying to like do something here. But then I was thinking about it. It's like, we often have this position where like in the final two, we're facing like classic... more end of the pier style comedy queen with someone that's a bit more modern.
Yeah.
Someone a bit more fashion, someone a bit more like for the youngsters. Obviously both white because it's UK. But yeah, I was thinking like...
We put the KKK in UK.
Ooh. But obviously we've had like when it was Bimini and Lawrence, and they're kind of like a similar ilk. Then when we had... It's Time to Party with Miss Versace. And was that Kitty? Oh no, with Ella.
Yeah.
So Ella again is like kind of like...
Well, these are all top threes as well.
End of the pier.
I see what you're saying, yes.
And then... and it's quite, it's just quite a common thing that like... Because I saw someone talking about on Twitter the other day that they were like, if another like comedy end of the pier sort of style queen wins Drag Race, they were like, it's... like, this is ridiculous. And then I was thinking, I was like, oh, fuck, we've had, like, Lawrence, the Viv, Danny, Ginger. Who else?
I don't really put Danny in the same category as, like...
I mean, the visual is different, but they are still, like, of a similar... They're a funny host, aren't they?
Yeah, as opposed to, like, a dancing queen.
Like a fashion girly or, like, a big performer or whatever. They're, like, sort of... Put them on a mic, which is kind of, like, what... all of them girls do as well. Who else have we got that winner? We've obviously got Versace. Who was year 4? Oh no, this is season 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually 4 out of 5 are like kind of peer girlies. So, and judging by the way that we're looking, it could be Lavoie.
It could be.
And that would be a continuation. But who knows?
Next time, it's the mummy makeover, and I'm not talking labiaplasty. Do you want to predict high and low rollers for that next week? Who do you think would do well in a makeover challenge and who might not? Flail.
I think that Mama would do well in a makeover challenge because from what I can tell, she's one of the only girls that I've been like, oh, she's like switched her makeup up a bit. And Kyran has... But I wonder whether her I would say her
I think she just has like 2 styles. She does like the very long one or she does the kind of more round one and she just flips between them 2.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that I've been like, oh, her makeup seems very like exquisite. Whereas
I think Relisa could be in trouble because she just does that barely there. And if the person she's doing it on isn't a gorgeous model that already looks...
Well, it's her mum, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Is it definitely all mums?
Not all mums, but I think hers is her mum.
Okay.
And... yeah, I agree. I think Relisa could probably struggle with that because also she's not a seamstress in any way, is she? So it's like, unless she's got something that will like definitely work for her mum, then that could be a bit of a strugs. I don't know. Let's hope her mum is also gorgeous like her.
Yeah, sure she is.
Just like Rihanna's mum. But I think, to be honest, I think Mama will probably do the best. And also someone who might struggle as well is Lavoie, because I quite often catch her makeup and think, ooh, bit ropey.
But then also you could say she has been drag queen for so long, she may have put a lot of people in drag for the first time, so maybe she has more experience on different people's faces than the others.
I think that regardless of that, it's your own face is very forgiving because if you're doing the same thing, you just know what works and you stick to it. But I think if you don't have like basic makeup skills, which I'm not saying she doesn't have basic makeup skills, but like I have noticed that it's shakier than others. That is highlighted so much if you do someone's makeup that you haven't done before. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
That's another cliffhanger, I guess.
Ooh, which is a nice advertisement for go into the episode details. I dare you. Go have a look at our subscription.
You can't hit them with it multiple times in the same episode.
I think I just did. And I even did a sort of like low-key, got a hangover in my song.
It's weird because I can just, because where the mug is, I can only just see your eyes over the mug.
Love it. Oh yeah, me too. Right. I guess
1 minute, 23 seconds. Let's get out of here. I mean,
Fab.
1 hour.
Love you, girls. Speak to you soon.
All right. Bye.